welcome back to episode 36 of Surrey Build Weekly, where we're going to talk about pre-start meetings. So what is a pre-start meeting? It's exactly that, the meeting that we have before your project commences. We will come to your house, either myself or Lee, and we will talk about all the options you have available to you prior to your build starting. These options include window choices, Velux choices, your staircase spindle choices, the scaffold erection, and also the choice for your doors that you will have in your completed loft. All of these things will happen prior to your build commencing. When we attend your pre-start meeting, we'll also bring a member of our build team who will be your site manager for when your project is in full swing. Your site manager will measure on this day for the steels needed for your project so we can make an order prior to your project starting so it doesn't delay anything when it gets up and running. Pre-start meetings are a very important part of your build process. The reason that we do these meetings is to make sure that we have all the details that we need so as to avoid any confusion as your project progresses. This is very important to us because we want to make sure that the final outcome of your build is what you requested at the start. Another thing we will also discuss at your pre-start meeting is your client portal. All of our clients, when their project commences, will get invited to their client portal. Within this app, you'll have access to your whole schedule for the project. You'll have access to daily logs. These are done at the end of each day by members of our build team on your project. You'll get access to photos and what they've actually carried out that day, which gives you a really good overview of what happens throughout the week. You will also have access to change orders. So when we have a design walk around, you maybe want to discuss additional items that you'd like over and above what we originally quoted for. These will then go into the app for you to approve, and then obviously we can fit them to whatever you decide you choose. Within your client portal, you'll also have access to your drawings. We'll bring these drawings up at your pre-start meeting and we will discuss the windows. We may even have a walk around your property just to have a look at these in real time, just to discuss how everything's going to work when your project comes together. Before the end of this week's episode, we'd like to share with you a few clips from previous pre-start meetings so you can get a feel of what to expect and how these meetings are conducted.
Normally at a pre-start, what we try to do is go through any decisions that you guys need to make. So, you know, windows, the specification of them and how they're going to work in terms of opening.
We'll talk about specification for certain things. I know you guys are supplying the glazing, so that kind of takes quite a large conversation out. How have you got on with that?
We've got our pricing. I think the thing that we're next need to do is try and get like an indicative time from you guys as to when the aperture might be ready for them to do like
the survey.
Final.
Basically, what I would say on that point is once you've kind of confirmed costs, which is obviously your domain, you can kind of hand that over to us and we can help facilitate that so that it ties in with our schedule, but also ties in with, you know, you're not having to then manage them in between us.
That's really cool.
So the whole thing about a silicone render, it's a product that goes on at the same time everywhere, otherwise you will see the joints, which is definitely not what we want. So if you're not in a position to do other glazing or make decisions on openings and stuff like that, I would say we just do the extension rendering, and you stop at a point where there's going to be a distinctive line, and then carry on after. And at that walk round, we'll position the walls and make sure that, you know, the bathroom's big enough, the dressing room works, where the bed goes. And then man will then put the walls up in preparation for first fix, so plumbing and electrics. So in order of events, so I know there's some things you're thinking about, flooring and stuff like that. So what actually comes after the shell is what we call first fix. So that's the running of the electrics and plumbing. At that point, you would then be able to then insulate and plaster. And after that would then be flooring. So basically we will have the concrete floor in, and then that's ready for a client supplied item. So whether that's wood flooring or tiles, depending on your choice. Generally, obviously, with up in the loft, people tend to say, okay, well, you know, it is the loft conversion, we want more glass. So that's why we opt for generally a dummy sash look where literally the top fan light just opens up.
That brings this week's episode to a close. I hope you've enjoyed watching and learning all about our pre-start meetings, how these are conducted, and also, more importantly, our new client portal. If you like this week's episode, please leave your comments below and be sure to like and subscribe.